3 weeks into the election campaign, both leaders have made a lot of promises that will cost a lot of money. It's a cash splash for your vote that experts say will cost us dearly for decades to come.
Centre of the stage, middle of the campaign.
Bloody legend! Thank you very much.
The re-elected Labor government will create a new $1,000 instant tax deduction.
Today I announce a significant tax cut to help Australians.
From spotlights and suits to high-vis and housing.
$5 billion for 500,000 new homes.
They're addressing just demand, we're addressing demand and supply.
The third of a 5-week race has felt like an episode of Oprah.
I'm just surprised, flabbergasted at the extent of the promises. I can't recall an election where there's just been so many sugar hits rolled out.
But what about the long-term impacts of these short-term sugar hits?
But it's a bit like Easter eggs. They're really, really nice, but they're not particularly good for us.
For the last 3 years, millions of Australians have been crying out for cost of living relief. But they were told too much help would have poured fuel on the inflation fire burning out of control. Now inflation has eased, the governing has stopped and the campaign is underway. It's a very different story.
This is a pivotal election that will shape our future. A rise or fall moment for Australia.
This is a time to keep building and to keep building with Labor.
What's rising and building is promised spending. Albanese and Dutton both pledging tax incentives this week, a $1,000 write-off to replace itemised tax returns from Labor, or a one-off $1,200 cost of living rebate from the Coalition.
This is a seriously bad case of politics trumping economics.
AMP Chief Economist Shane Oliver.
There is a big risk here that will lead to higher spending down the track and could add to inflation. So that's obviously something the Reserve Bank will have to take account of when considering what to do on interest rates.
And he's also sceptical of the housing sweeteners being offered to first home buyers. From the Prime Minister, $10 billion to build 100,000 homes sold exclusively to first home buyers, and an extension of the 5% deposit scheme where the government goes guarantor for those entering the market.
There will be more homes and smaller deposits. Under Peter Dutton, there will be fewer homes and higher prices.
The 5% deposit scheme matched by the Coalition, Peter Dutton also promising interest payments on first home buyer mortgages up to $650,000 will be tax deductible.
This is a game changer for young Australians.
But not a positive one, according to the experts.
Politicians love to do stuff that appeals to first-home buyers, but at the end of the day, it only makes the situation worse. It just pushes up house prices.
That hasn't stopped a big policy sell, which included Harry Dutton.
We're saving like mad, but it doesn't look like we'll get there in the near future.
Who, it was later confirmed, will have the support of his old man.
We want our kids to work hard to save and we'll help them with the deposit at some stage.
Nowhere near as awkward as this missed kiss.
We're good mates and she's doing a fantastic job.
So too, those running interference from right-wing hecklers.
Albanese, when are you going to put Australians first?
That's enough, thanks mate, that's enough.
The week that was also including a foreign policy faux pas. After reports of a Russian request to base warplanes in Indonesia, Peter Dutton said this.
Did the Prime Minister know about this before it was publicly announced by the President of Indonesia?
But it was never announced by Indonesia's president, and those reports were denied by its foreign ministry.
He verbaled the President of Indonesia.
This is reckless and it is dangerous.
Eventually, he was forced to back down in the second leaders' debate of the campaign.
So was that a mistake?
It was a mistake.
The superpower of an ally across the Pacific also rearing its head.
Do you trust him, was the question.
Well, we trust the United States, and I don't know the President. I've not met him. The Prime Minister obviously has been able to.
Mr Albanese, do you trust Donald Trump?
Yeah, I have no reason not to. I've had a couple of discussions with him.
So there's long-term problems coming here from what Donald Trump is doing, which I think will be a big issue for the winner from this election.
Making the promises simple, paying for them as a trade-dependent nation in a less trade-friendly world, much, much harder.
And if you can't wait to have your say, early voting starts on Tuesday.